Alright, so example 5 says determine the possible number of positive and negative real zeros of that polynomial. And so let's find the number of positive, which is what step 1 is there. Okay? So we're going to count the number of sign changes of the equation of f of x. So f of x is what they gave me. Alright, so let's go through and look. Our first term is what? Positive or negative?
Positive.
And what's our second term? So it changed signs right there, didn't it? It went from positive to negative. Alright, so you just told me the second term was negative. What's the third term? So it changed signs there. You just told me the third term was positive. What's the fourth term? Change signs again. And that fourth term was negative. What is the fifth term? So it changed signs again. So how many sign changes do we have there?
4.
So there is 4, or we're going to decrease it by an even integer. So 4 minus 2, which is 2, or decrease that by an even integer. 2 minus 2 is 0, positive real zeros. So what that tells me is there is a chance that one of our positive numbers, when we do our P over Q's, will work. There's also a chance it won't, because it could be none of them are positive. But it could be that all 4 of them are positive also. Alright, so and I did change that to where it says possibly, because the 4, the 2, and the 0 aren't the zeros. That's how many there possibly are. Alright, so we keep going. And it says to find the possibilities for the negative real zeros. Count the number of sign changes equation f of negative x. Alright, so we're going to plug in f of negative x. Alright, so we're just going to plug in negative x everywhere. Now remember, you had an x, so put the negative x in parentheses. And you got to do a little work before you can actually count your sign changes on this one. Alright, so let's simplify this. So what is negative x to the 4th? What is a negative raised to an even exponent? Positive. So this is going to give me positive x to the 4th. I have minus 14 times, what is a negative x raised to the 3rd? What is a negative raised to an odd exponent? Negative. Okay. Plus my 71. What is negative x squared? It's positive. And here I'm going to multiply them. What's negative 154 times negative x? Positive 154x. And then just bring down your plus 120. Now we still have a little bit of work to do right there in that second term. So we have x to the 4th. What's negative 14 times negative x cubed? Positive 14x cubed. And everything else I can just bring down now. Alright, remember this is f of negative x. And so once we do that, we need to count the number of sign changes that we have. Yeah, this is first term's positive, second term is positive. There's no sign change there. Second term is positive, so is the third. Third is positive, so is the 4th. 4th is positive, so is the 5th. So there are no sign changes. Which means there are no negative real zeros. So which means, yes, there are 4 positive real zeros. Well, let me change that. There could be 4 positive real zeros because we could have imaginary zeros, okay? But we know that none of our negative numbers are going to work. So are we going to try any of our negatives out of our P and Qs? No, don't try any of them because none of them would work. So it does help eliminate sometimes on which ones we can use for our choices when we go to do our synthetic division. Like this one. I mean, y'all saw yesterday in your quiz that you decided, y'all had a little trouble picking which ones to use, and you used all your positives except the fraction, you used all your negatives except the fraction, you're like, nothing works. Well, if we'd have went through there, we might have found that we didn't even have to try the negatives or something like that. So it just helps eliminate some of your choices for you.